and boat tours. Lindsay Schweigler telling the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel company is set to run cruises and tours in Port Washington during the convention. That'll be July 15th through the 18th. Former President Donald Trump back in a courtroom in New York City today. His hush money trial resumes for what could be the final day for the prosecution to make its case. Michael Cohen back on the stand for cross-examination. CBS's Graham Cates.
They've talked about vulgar social media posts that Cohen has posted. They talked about kind of his merchandising of his antagonism of Trump. And they talked about the previous times when he's admitted to lying under oath.
Tomorrow, another off day. The defense could begin presenting its case next week. The former Kenosha teacher accused of grooming a middle school student has posted bail. Christian Enright charged with 22 counts of disorderly conduct connected to Snapchat messages that he allegedly sent to that student. Appearing in court on Wednesday, a judge denied a motion by Enright's attorneys to dismiss the charges, saying that the state had met its burden of proof. The search continues for a suspect that police believe shot two 17-year-olds near Milwaukee's Washington High School earlier this week. Police say those shots rang out early Wednesday morning. One of the victims was killed. The other remains in the hospital. And a fast food chain's ready to celebrate your grandma.
McDonald's is unveiling a new McFlurry that tastes like the wrapped candies Grandma kept in her purse or in a fancy dish on the coffee table. The drink will be topped with sweet syrup to boot and debut with the rollout of a Grandma McFlurry mobile in New York City tomorrow and Saturday. It'll hit the rest of the country Tuesday. Nikki D says it'll also make donations to Little Brothers, Friends of the Elderly. That's a nonprofit that works to end loneliness and social isolation among seniors. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Time for some news about your money and the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow's up right now 129 points at 40,037. The NASDAQ up 52.5 at 16,794. The S&P 500's up 16.5 points at 5324. It's a great time to review your retirement and investment strategy review from a fee-only fiduciary. Go to annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button now. Sports, traffic, and weather next. Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Times, 10:04.
At Fleet Farm, we know every new day doesn't begin and end with us. But if it did, we've got you covered. Everyday workwear from Carhartt, Ariat, and Dickies. Everyday lawn and garden from Scott's, Husqvarna, and Miracle-Gro. Everyday tools from DeWalt, Milwaukee, and Craftsman. Whatever makes your day, we're right there with you. At Fleet Farm, we've got everything you need for everyday life.
The next time you're due for service, visit richlands.com to schedule an appointment at any of our 5 conveniently located facilities.
All AAA approved and all staffed by ASE certified technicians ready to serve you.
Richlands.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano inviting you to spend New Year's at sea and offering you an amazing deal if you book the Vinny Cruise now. Join my family and me on Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas, a Western Caribbean cruise leaving December 29th. Right now you can save up to $875 per person if you book through my partners, Expedia Cruises Brookfield. It's the only place you can get this deal right now. We'll stop in Mexico, Honduras, Royal Caribbean's private island in the Bahamas. And let's spend some time together. A welcome cocktail party for our group, dinner, a full group excursion on Roatan Island, a day of sloths, monkeys, zip lining, snorkeling, and a delicious local island-style lunch included. Our group from Wisconsin rings in the new year then together at sea. Enjoy Christmas here at home and then let's set sail for the trip of a lifetime. Couples, bring the kids or grandma and grandpa. How about bringing the entire family? Email me for more information from Expedia Cruises Brookfield. Vince at WTMJ.com. That's Vince at WTMJ.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. It's time to make your fall and winter travel plans. The Packers schedule's out. It features 9 games at home and 8 on the road.
The Packers begin the season Friday, September 6th in Sao Paulo, Brazil against the Philadelphia Eagles. One of 5 night games for the Packers on the schedule. The Packers will play 4 consecutive evening games beginning Thanksgiving night at home against the Miami Dolphins, followed by a Thursday night matchup at Detroit in Week 14. In Week 15, the Packers visit Seattle on Sunday Night Football before returning home to host the Saints on Monday Night Football in Week 16. The Packers' home opener will be played in Week 2, Sunday, September 15th, a noon kickoff against the Colts. The bye week is set for Week 10. Greg Matzik, WTMJ Sports.
The Brewers, meanwhile, off today. They're back at it in Houston against the Astros tomorrow. Coverage on WTMJ gets underway at 6:35 right here on WTMJ. And taking a look at your roads in your Johnson & Sons paving, time saver traffic. Things are looking pretty good out on the roadways this morning. Eastbound 94 from Highway 16 to downtown Milwaukee. Currently a 19-minute commute. 4145 southbound Highway Q into the Zoo interchange. That'll take you 14 minutes. Southbound 43 Brown Deer Road to downtown 13, while 94 northbound Layton Avenue into downtown. That'll take you 6 minutes.
Traffic is sponsored by the Heiser Automotive Group. For convenient car shopping and financing, visit Heiser Automotive Group at one of their 4 locations: Toyota, Chevy, Ford, Lincoln, and Cadillac. Or visit Heiser.com, because today's your day.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Partly cloudy skies throughout the afternoon today, high 70 degrees. Overnight tonight, chances some rain, patchy fog as well, mainly overnight, a low 54. Tomorrow, patchy fog early in the morning, mostly sunny throughout the afternoon. 67 your high lakeside, 76 inland. Saturday, mostly sunny, 73 by the lake, 80 inland. Sunday, mostly sunny skies, a high 79. Monday, rain is likely, a high about 78 degrees. Right now in Brookfield, it's 64 degrees. In Sheboygan, it's 57. Here in Milwaukee, we're at 63 degrees. I'm Mike Spalding, Sighting Unlimited, WTMJ News Times, 10:08.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, it's time to fast forward. Welcome to the future of almost everything in Wisconsin on the Upswing. Joining WTMJ's Jeff Sherman, here's Steve Glenn and Martin Moore.
I've been to the year 3000, and not much has changed, but they lived underwater. And you're great.
Good morning, Wisconsin. Good morning, Milwaukee. As always, the Thursday show, the future of almost everything in the state of Wisconsin through a business, community, and life lens. Specifically for today's show, we're going to get into the opening of the Baird Center, what it means for the future of conventions in Milwaukee, the future of traffic. There's some really interesting technology innovations that may be coming to our state. The future of Red Lobster. You got to talk about Red Lobster. The future of the Walker's Point neighborhood, one of the hottest developing areas just outside of downtown Milwaukee. Some big changes coming to National Avenue. We're going to talk about the future of baby names if we can get there. And you listen to the end of the show. I got a little bit of a scoop on a scoop place out in Delafield. I'll give you that if you listen to the end of the show. Let's get right into it. Steve Glenn, the Chief Milwaukee Officer at Experience Milwaukee. Martin Moore, content creator, podcaster, YouTuber, and all things marketing. The future's so bright, you got to wear shades. I want to start with this. I'm working on a kind of a future of eye care and what's coming in the technology space with glasses and contacts. I saw this on Bloomberg today, that fully darkened or reflective sunglass lenses have been the industry standard for ages. But now there's a new movement in eyewear that champions lenses that are just slightly tinted, translucent enough for others to see through, while still providing the necessary level of shade and ultraviolet protection for the person wearing them. The Hollywood sect is all over this. Matthew McConaughey, Robert Downey Jr. are wearing sunglasses that are translucent. Martin, you're a big sunglass guy.
That's an understatement.
What are your thoughts on this?
He wears them to sleep.
I do, all right. I mean, eye care's, it's important. Your eyes are one of the most important organs in your eyes. An organ, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah. It's an important one. I don't know if I like the that seems kind of creepy, like the translucent. When I used to have sunglasses, because as I've gotten older, my eyes have gotten super sensitive to light. So thanks, Mom. I have to wear sunglasses all the time. Even here in the studio, the fluorescent lighting hurts my eyes. But I don't want to see your eyes through that. That's just weird.
Why?
I don't know. You're wearing the sunglasses for the protection, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I don't know. They're a fashion statement without a doubt. But
they kind of are. Yeah. I'd be lying if I said I also don't enjoy the fashion aspect of wearing them. But I don't want to see your eyes. It's bizarre to me.
So what do you think about regular glasses when you can see people's eyes?
That's fine. It's the semi. It's like you're hiding from me. Like you're behind one of them two-way mirrors. It's either I want to see your eyes completely, or I don't want to see them at all. But like this weird 50, I don't know. It's bizarre. I've never liked it. To each their own, but
exactly.
I'm not a fan.
Well, and I think that's the thing with the sunglass trend that's coming. People kind of expect not to see your eyeballs when you're wearing the sunglasses. Let's just stick with that. I don't know. What about the daily wear contacts?
I wear contacts.
And do you
daily.
have the blue light filtering in that?
100%.
And do you find that that's helpful staring at a screen all day?
I don't know because I've never had contacts without it.
Ah, okay.
So,
all right. It's fairly new to me, and I don't know if I'm noticing a big difference because it's never really been a huge challenge, but I like that the innovation is there.
Yeah.
And it doesn't add any discomfort to the contact lens.
Right.
I just don't like touching my eye, so I don't.
Do you remember the first time you had to put a contact lens in when you were at the eye doctor? No. And you're sitting in front of that mirror for like 38 minutes, like just trying to get the thing in, dropping it, washing it off, trying it again. Oh my God. And now I can do it in bed. I'll be like, I forgot to take them out, and I'll just be like,
that's right. Everything. You just build those reps and you get better and better. Right. It'll be interesting and hopeful in a couple of weeks we'll have somebody from one of the big eye care providers on the show to talk about what's coming in terms of technology. Whenever I go to the eye doctor, I want to just say, hey, why can't I just float the lenses in front of my eyes?
Would you ever get LASIK? It's been out for a minute.
It's been
now.
out for a long time. Yeah, I've had many friends and colleagues that have had good success with it, but I'm just not there yet.
I've watched the YouTube videos of it being done, and like every time I watch it, I'm like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah. All right. When we come back from the break, the Baird Center completion of its $456 million expansion officially opens tonight with a celebratory ribbon-cutting ceremony and grand opening gala. We'll preview that event and talk about what it means for the future of conventions in Milwaukee. This is The Upswing, and you're listening to WTMJ.
Wisconsin's Morning News.
Still in crisis. The victim of a ransomware attack that has crippled care.
Listen to Vince Vetrano every weekday starting at 6 a.m.
Hospitals are diverting ambulances and emergency care in some cases, canceling appointments, healthcare workers, docs, nurses, scrambling to do even the basics of their jobs. What it doesn't say is when is this going to get fixed and how long will the effects of this attack linger?
On Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
One of the best things about being in business for 25 years is having clients recommend AccuNet to their now adult children for help buying their first homes. That's how I connected with Dan and Allison, and let me tell you, they were fast learners. They quickly embraced our most powerful tool for winning offers, Appraisal Wiggle Room. Their first offer was $15,000 over asking and included a provision which AccuNet guaranteed they could afford to make that they would still pay the higher offer price even if the appraised value came in up to $15,000 short. The result? Accepted offer versus several others on the very first try. And by the way, if the appraisal had come in $15,000 short, which it did not, Dan and Allison would have needed exactly $0 extra at the closing table. If you think all mortgage lenders are the same, think again. Go with a multi-generation mortgage lender that has the tools and know-how to help you win. Click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus.
Hasselus Mattress doesn't have employees?
Try and buy with no pushy sales guy.
Well, that's great, but...
Plus, through Monday, buy a new Serta Perfect Sleeper, Beauty Rest, or Sealy Posturepedic mattress and get a free box spring or an equal amount off an adjustable base. Free next day delivery, too.
But if Hasselus is employee-free, then who are you?
The ruggedly handsome spokesperson.
But this is radio.
I'm told I have a face for it.
Right.
Find a self-service showroom near you or shop online at Hasselus.com.
Welcome back to The Upswing, as always. The future of almost everything with Martin Moore and Steve Glenn. The Baird Center's completion of its expansion, the $456 million expansion, officially opens tonight with a celebratory ribbon cutting and grand opening gala. Just to give you a little context, 52 state-of-the-art breakout rooms, 300,000 contiguous square feet of exhibition exhibition space, and essentially doubling its capacity to 1.3 million total square feet. But I want to put it also in context, as we're looking to bring more conventions to the Milwaukee area. You look at Las Vegas, it's 2.5 million square feet. So, we're still not a marquee market, but at the same time, if we're going to lure more conventions to town, you got to have more space and you got to be able to accommodate. What does the expansion mean in terms of economic development for the area, Steve?
Tremendous, right? Like the shows that come here, the conventions, all these people that move around the city in that area and even further out. I think it helps all the restaurants and bars and even, just at a very basic level, just walking around over in the area lately, people have more pride in that street because it just looks amazing.
Yeah, the architectural kind of awe factor now at the Baird Center is there, and you didn't have that with the original building. It was unique in a Milwaukee style,
right.
But it just didn't have that wow. And now you have a wow factor, which is great. I mean, you look at this weekend alone, the big gala tonight, I think there's 1,100 people attending. But you have a Grand Slam volleyball tournament that will have 35 courts. UWM has their graduation this weekend. The World Environmental and Water Resources Congress is here. Boys and Girls Clubs has a big Salute to Youth event on Monday. And Admirals Hockey is back in town at the UWM Panther Arena that's owned by the Wisconsin Center District that runs the Baird Center. So the activity level is super hot, and you look forward to growing that and bringing even more industry conventions to town. Do you go to CES?
I never have, but I've really, really, really wanted to.
Okay, so the annual Consumer Electronics Show is the biggest convention in the country.
Yeah.
And what I always say, like, either one of you have organizations and associations that you're a part of that could bring their convention to Milwaukee? And do you think that's a responsibility of business leaders to do so?
I think if you can nudge someone, that's always great. But we have a whole team over at Visit Milwaukee that do a great job bringing these organizations into our city.
Yeah, that's right. And they work really well with the team at the Baird Center to lure conventions. And you look at what's happening at the end of the summer, which will be huge. We have a summer full of bookended industry conventions, but Connect Marketplace 2024 is coming to town at the end of August, and that will welcome meeting planners from across the entire country to come to Milwaukee to showcase our new facility, and that's going to be huge.
Yeah. Hey, I did want to mention in the list of things you shared, there is also for the public an open house on Saturday, May 18th from 1 to 5.
Yes, and that will be the first time you'll be able to walk through
Come in,
general
check it out.
public from 1 to 5. Also, you'll be able to see the 41 new original pieces of art. That the artwork is brought to you by the We Energies Foundation collection. So there's a lot of new art. There's a little new beer garden. There's some really interesting things to see, and you should come out. I mean, it's like the opening of a new arena.
Yeah,
big time,
without a doubt. So when we come back, I want to talk, how about we think about it right now? What is your pitch to get conferences to come to Milwaukee, and what are your key talking points? And is traffic a good thing? And what technology is going to get us through traffic as we continue to move forward in this new economy? This is The Upswing, and you're listening to WTMJ.
St. Vincent de Paul, Milwaukee has expanded into our new 76th and Bradley Road location, where thrifters will find hundreds of bargains on everything, from clothing to furniture, electronics, home goods, and more. Our inventory is always changing, and new deals pop up every day. We're accepting donations too at our convenient drive-through donation area. Help us help others. St. Vincent de Paul at 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee is now open.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Greg Mansick here for Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac, proudly celebrating their 65th anniversary with a story dating back to 1959. This sales event is anchored in gratitude for generations of Holiday fans everywhere to say thank you for your business, your loyalty, and trust over the years, and an invitation to you to experience the stuff that sets Holiday apart. Team Holiday makes car shopping fun and simple and pressure-free. Their transparent, simplified buying approach and follow-through, combined with a passion for delighting guests, has been making fans of Badger State drivers for over 6 decades. That's a lot of fans, and I'm one of them. With Memorial Day and summer near, now is perfect timing to connect with Holiday and explore all that's new from Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. Score the season's best offers, get more for your trade, and enjoy Holiday's genuine hospitality. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday, Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC, Highway 41 and 23 in Fond du Lac, and at holidaygm.com. It's worth the trip.
Each day, there's a sliver of time when you can almost breathe freely, and you feel better when you can. But you know that eventually that sliver of time closes, along with your nose. It puts a damper on your day every day. So you pop a pill or you take a spray to try to get that relief back. But it's always short-lived. And all the while in your efforts to give yourself relief, you may be making your nasal breathing problems worse. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula, and a simple in-office procedure from Advent called balloon sinuplasty could be the fast and convenient answer to your breathing triangle problems. Advent has been a leader in this procedure, which can be hard to find elsewhere. It's simple, there's little to no downtime, and it really can be life-changing.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary.
Race fans, start your engines. It's time to make summer plans for fast family fun at Elkhart Lakes Road America. Experience 11 major races from vintage weekends to IndyCar. And new for 2024, Grid Life. Bring the entire family for affordable fun with on-site camping, free parking, and free admission for kids 16 and younger with the paying adult at the gate. See the full race schedule at roadamerica.com. Road America, America's national park of speed.
Welcome back to the Upswing, the future of almost everything. Steve Glenn, Martin Moore joining us. We're talking about the expansion of the Baird Center. A bit of trivia here. You look back to 1996, and a young Jeff Sherman was working for a lobbying firm, and we worked to get the Wisconsin Center District created. And one of my jobs was to make sure that the celebrity who was doing the groundbreaking had the right shovel and to get it engraved in his name. You have any idea who that was?
I'm more intrigued about where you get an engraved shovel than who the individual was.
Right around the corner on Old World 3rd Street.
Yeah. There's
a trophy shop.
The trophy shop that does a lot of them, and there's a couple others in town. Yes.
How do you know this?
Oh, it's a big part of what I did. You do
How do you
enough
know this,
special
Steve?
events and public relations events. So Reggie White was the big name back in 1996, and I got to hand Reggie White his shovel. Here, Mr. White, here's your shovel, and that's my
What a
my
cool
claim to
experience.
fame.
Did he give you a club?
Yeah.
Now get out of my
In
way.
the full circle moment, you fast forward like 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
I was a board member at the Wisconsin Center District, so I started by handing a shovel to Reggie White, and then I got a seat at the table. It's kind of cool. I've been searching all over. I got to go back to Miller Communications, my boss Carl Miller at the time.
This was
I'm
the
sure
good old
they'll have
days
some
when cell
old
phones didn't have
school-
cameras.
Yes, they'll have some old school photos of that event. But it's great to see the completion come to life because this was a phased project, and now we're going to be able to kind of get all the glory of having a ton of new square feet that will result in the ability to have two conferences at the same time, which is one thing the Baird Center wasn't able to do. You can move in, you can move out, and you get the flow of the business moving and shaking.
Yeah.
So if you are pitching a company to come to Milwaukee for a convention, what are your two top talking points?
For me,
Yeah.
a big one is location. You think about something like CES in Las Vegas. Everyone on the East Coast has to fly 3.5, 4 hours to get there. Or if there's something in New York and you live on the West Coast in LA, San Francisco, it's a long flight. Milwaukee is very centrally located in the United States, so it's an easy destination to get to. And then another one would be just the affordability. I mean, I suppose they jack prices up, but still, it's going to be cheaper for hotels, for dining, for transportation, just entertainment after the conferences to go out than it would be if you were in LA or Vegas or Chicago or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think those are two really big ones.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. And I'd add one more thing that I personally love. Every place tries to keep the patio open as long as possible,
Right.
so you have that kind of innovation going on too.
Yeah, and kind of adding the rooftop deck, almost a beer garden type space at the Baird Center. It's a true drawing point and something other big conventions centers just don't have.
Right.
So you got to lean into what we do best, and that ability to get from here to there in a quick, efficient manner, even without maybe not the best public transit, but continuing to get better in a market our size, that's a big drawing point too. You look at Chicago,
right?
That you got to get across
You're not
a lot of
walking to the-
square footage to go from the hotel to the McCormick Center and back and forth to get to your event. So in terms of making a city easy to move around, the future of traffic flow is pretty important. Fast Company is out with its world-changing ideas issues, and Empath is one of them. Empath is an app that measures your heart rate when you're in traffic and then uses that data to deliver it to cities to try to solve traffic conundrums. It uses fitness tracker data to record when you see spikes in heart rates and to indicate stress levels. And then cities purchase that data to say, whoa, here's a clog. We need to solve for that. Martin, this just seems like something that's right up your lane.
I just wonder how they attribute your rising heart rate to like traffic congestion. Like, what if I'm like listening to one of my favorite songs and I'm like jamming out, or I'm on a phone call and like, I'm in a fight with my significant other or something like that. That seems like a really hard thing to create a
correlation.
Yeah, a correlation or a sort of a bifurcation between like traffic congestion and you're angry and the millions of other things that stress people out. That'll be interesting to see how they do that.
So the engineering and design firm that developed it, he saw a point in the Netherlands. He was a bike commuter, and he felt the less stress when the roads were done right and had more green space and the bike lane. So he's like, hey, can we create a business around this to detect when people are stressed and how we can get them out of dangerous spots? And can cities leverage that data to make roads even safer?
Yeah. I don't know. My wife had to drive me to and from work for a few days when my son had my car. And she makes fun of me that, like, I drive really slow. I take the side streets instead of the freeway. And I said to her, this is my time to unwind on the way home and not walk through the door stressed. I think it's a personal choice on how you want to drive. I mean, I had a guy driving in the paint. I was just minding my own business. He opened his door to flip me off because his windows were tinted. And I'm like, why? Yes.
Yeah.
I take the lakefront for that reason, though, like, just because it's so soothing and cathartic.
Yes.
Like, most of the time if I'm not in a rush, I'll take the lakefront to get downtown.
It is your choice.
Yeah, that's right. All right. So there's the second app that came in place in this Fast Company survey is an Airbnb for EV chargers.
I think this is really cool.
I love it.
Isn't it?
This is cool.
Called Plug In with two N's.
Yeah.
And it's designed to work like Airbnb for EV charging. Drivers take a road trip. They can schedule stops at private chargers along the route. Homeowners can make some money by listing their chargers. So if you're out and about in your EV and you need a place to stop that's not public, you go to Plug In and say, boom, I'm going to stop in. I'm going to say hello, and I'm going to use your charging station in your garage. Hey, I don't have a full charging station for my electric car, but I'd be happy to list it and have people stop by and get a charge. Why not?
Have a sandwich, use your bathroom, get out.
That's right. That's what community building is all about. So those are the two big traffic apps that Fast Company noted. Let's bring them to Wisconsin and let's continue to leverage all that they have. WTMJ News Time is coming up on 10:30. ABC News and local headlines are coming up next. And then more with Martin Moore and Steve Glynn, the future of almost everything.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. Former Trump fixer Michael Cohen back on the witness stand today in Donald Trump's criminal hush money trial. The defense's strategy portraying Cohen as a man with an axe to grind. ABC's Aaron Katursky at the New York courthouse.
The defense has already told the jury that Cohen had an interest in seeing Trump convicted because he's a former employee, former loyalist, scorned. So that's where the line of questioning is now picking up with Michael Cohen, intended in some ways to put him back on his heels after he gave a potentially damaging testimony during his direct examination.
President Biden and former President Trump have agreed on two debates, the first next month. The U.S. military has completed construction of a massive offshore pier to stage humanitarian aid for Gaza. It's expected to be operational soon. And a record on Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrial Average crossing 40,000 for the first time ever. This is ABC News.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Times 1031. There are more debates yet to be added to the docket. Vice President Kamala Harris today agreeing to debate whomever her Republican counterpart is this summer. CBS News set to moderate that contest. It'll either be held July 23rd or August 13th. The vice president currently on her way to Milwaukee for a campaign event with comedian and talk show host D.L. Hughley. Today's visit marks the fourth time to the Badger State for the VP this year. The Republican National Convention still 2 months off. However, local businesses are already making plans for a workaround. The Milwaukee River, for example, is going to be closed to boat traffic during the event. Operators of tours on the river, Edelweiss, says that it'll be running its boats in Port Washington that week. The RNC is set to be held July 15th through the 18th. And it's a day years in the making downtown.
Good morning, Milwaukee!
That's Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson attending the grand opening of the newly renovated Baird Center. The conference center recently undergoing a $456 million renovation. The modernized expansion includes extra meeting rooms, a rooftop deck, a ballroom, and additional exhibition space. Time now for some news about your money and the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is up right now, 121 points at 40,029. The NASDAQ up 43 points at 16,785. The S&P 500 is up 14 points at 5322. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex ignites financial planning at every level. Details right now at annexwealth.com. Taking a look at your roads in your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. Eastbound 94 between Highway 16 and downtown Milwaukee. It's a 17-minute ride. 4145 southbound Highway Q into the Zoo interchange will take you 14 minutes. Southbound 43 from Brown Deer Road to downtown, that'll take you 13, while northbound 94 from Layton Avenue into downtown, that is a 6-minute trip. Your Storm Team 4 5-day forecast. Mostly sunny skies. Chance for an afternoon shower. Possible isolated thunderstorm as well tonight, a high 70 degrees. Overnight tonight, again, those storms coming to an end. Overnight, patchy fog is expected, a low 54. Tomorrow, foggy early, sunny through the afternoon. 67 your high lakeside, 76 inland. Saturday, mostly sunny, 73 by the lake, 80 degrees inland. Sunday, mostly sunny, a high 79. Monday, rain showers are expected, a high of 78 degrees. In Manitowoc this morning, 54. In Franklin, 67. Right now in Milwaukee, it's 63 degrees. I'm Mike Spalding, citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Times, 1034.
Yard work, playing with the kids, getting back out on the boat. Things that should be enjoyable, not painful. Vince Vitrano for Connect Chiropractic, where I've been seeing Dr. Alex Young and his team for nearly a year. My neck, back, and shoulder feeling so much better. It's not just that. Did you know regular chiropractic care can help with sciatica, vertigo, great for athletes, and all without twisting, cracking, or popping? Connect Chiro Docs use a special tool for all the adjustments, so there's no discomfort. Learn more or book your first appointment now at Go Connect Chiro. That's GoConnectChiro.com.
Head on in to Fleet Farm to take your lawn and garden to the next level this spring. This week, get Miracle-Gro Garden Soil on sale for only $3.99. Pick up 3 pounds of Scott's Turf Builder Sun and Shade Grass Seed at the lowest price of the season, just $12.99. And stop by our garden center to shop over 100 different types of seed and plant varieties. Find everything you need for your everyday life at Fleet Farm.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost, free tire repair, and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements is we put them on for you. Buy one or a whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin, Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin, the buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
It was a sobering headline. Social Security to run short by 2035. A possible 17% reduction in benefits. At Annex Wealth Management, we feel that Social Security is only one leg of the retirement stool, but it provides needed balance. It's time to stress test your retirement plan and move forward with guidance from the fee-only fiduciaries at Annex. Do it for you, your family, your legacy. Investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning. It only takes a few minutes to get the ball rolling. Head to annexwealth.com. Click the Get Started button.
Welcome back to the Upswing. Martin Moore, Steve Glenn join us. The future of almost everything. Quick note on the Baird Center that you just heard in news. Expansion has drawn the interest of a ton of new events. In April, Marty Brooks, the CEO of the Baird Center, told the Milwaukee Business Journal that they had 108 confirmed events in the center's north building through 2030 and 212 events holding dates for bookings in the north building through 2032. So already, without a doubt, paying dividends.
Are any of them Star Wars or video game related? Because I really need that to come to Milwaukee.
Lots of expansion in the gaming and video game space, convention-wise, for sure. Milwaukee will be a big player in that.
I think it will.
Yeah, without a doubt. So the restaurant that my grandparents always took us to, the Red Lobster on Mayfair Road in beautiful tree-lined Wauwatosa, has closed. So there's no future talk about that place because it seems like it's closed. And if you look at the Wall Street Journal today, they're saying Red Lobster's probably going to apply for bankruptcy, it seems. So the biggest U.S. seafood restaurant is preparing to file Chapter 11, closed 2 locations in Wisconsin. There's one still open. You know where that is?
By Southridge?
By Southridge.
That one's still open?
Yes.
Boy,
yes.
I thought that
I saw
closed,
on Twitter and X last night that the parking lot was pretty full and people are still going.
It's always packed.
Like
But
the last
future?
Blockbuster.
Yes.
It's been interesting to watch, sort of. You know, back when we were kids, you had Ponderosa and Applebee's and TGI Fridays and Red Lobster and all these massive sort of restaurant chains that weren't like a McDonald's or Taco Bell or a Hardee's. And it's been interesting watching them decline and slowly start to go out of business. And I wonder what it is, because if people aren't eating there, then where are they eating? Is this just getting gobbled up by lots of local chains, or why is this happening? Because people like lobster, people like steak, so why are they not gravitating towards some of these places? Why are they struggling? It's not like the prices are expensive. I mean, you go to Olive Garden and you basically have to kill them to take your money. Red Lobster, you get all kinds of free stuff. So why do you think that is?
Yeah, it seems, there's a lot of different struggles, without a doubt. High interest rates on debt, and just a general slowdown in consumer spending, without a doubt. And the investors are kind of cutting back on the food investments.
Sure.
So
lobster probably not a good choice.
Right. A little bit more expensive to acquire, so you got to charge the consumer
sometimes I
more.
like to go on a Tuesday night and just go to Red Lobster, get a lobster, and then just Goldschlagers, just a nice little glass, and then just have some golden lobster for dinner.
Oh boy, what is the deal with the biscuits? I don't get it.
They're delicious.
All right.
Oh my god.
All right.
You can buy the biscuits
and walk out.
Pick and Save or Sendix or something like
It's
that.
not the same.
Yeah. They're fantastic though. Yeah. Treat yourself.
It's just that high end, fast, casual dining experience is tough, especially when you have the Chipotles and the Sweetgreens of the world, where for $11 you can get something super high end and get it quicker.
Do you think that's where people are going?
I think that's probably the choice that consumers making.
Sure.
Yeah, because it's quicker, it's easier, and especially people are time crunched. They want it quick, fast, and friendly.
Do you think ever since COVID, more people are cooking at home and that's contributing to it? Or is that a dumb
I don't know.
theory?
There's also food delivery, too.
Yeah. Food delivery is a big one.
Yeah. When we talked about the food delivery apps and how important those are in people's lives. So
you can get lobster delivered to your house.
You can.
Biscuits.
Do you?
I don't.
Now I kind of want to.
All right, we will add that to the list. I want to, when we come back from the break, pivot a little bit to TV. The upfronts are this week, and advertising executives and TV networks, platforms, and media companies, they're looking to mix and match and find their best fits, preview programming, and talk deals. But what does the future of advanced audiences and streaming look like? Coming up next on The Upswing, this is WTMJ.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
One of the best things about being in business for 25 years is having clients recommend Accunet to their now adult children for help buying their first homes. That's how I connected with Dan and Allison, and let me tell you, they were fast learners. They quickly embraced our most powerful tool for winning offers, Appraisal Wiggle Room. Their first offer was $15,000 over asking and included a provision which Accunet guaranteed they could afford to make, that they would still pay the higher offer price even if the appraised value came in up to $15,000 short. The result? Accepted offer versus several others on the very first try. And by the way, if the appraisal had come in $15,000 short, which it did not, Dan and Allison would have needed exactly $0 extra at the closing table. If you think all mortgage lenders are the same, think again. Go with a multi-generation mortgage lender that has the tools and know-how to help you win. Click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
Siding Unlimited, named the best window installers not just here, but in the whole USA. Get the best. Siding Unlimited, 3-time winner as America's best window installer. For windows, you call Siding Unlimited first and directly. SidingUnlimited.com.
Well, I would say some of the biggest challenges to building American-made furniture is competing with low overseas wages. America has higher wages.
Ben and Arvid Huth from Penny Mustard Furnishings.
It's still a big benefit to make it in the United States because even though labor costs are higher, we all know the American worker is the most efficient, most productive worker in the world, especially employees in the Midwest. Midwest people are renowned for their work ethic. There's advantages to that outweigh extra labor cost. And there's also a lot of other advantages. Freight costs are way cheaper if it's made locally.
If you build furniture in China and you send it to the Midwest, it's 8,000 miles to get here. And in order to make that travel, you have to be well packaged, heavy cardboard, lots of foam, lots of bubble wrap. We don't do any of that.
Not very environmentally friendly.
No, not very environmentally friendly if you're concerned about that, but we just use a blanket, right? Our furniture travels from the wood shop to our warehouse and right to the customer. And everything's touched by our people. We have no third party touching any of that, so we can control that quality.
PennyMustard.com.
Burkhardt Sporting Goods in New Berlin is the baseball lover's destination with a massive state-of-the-art indoor training facility featuring hit tracks with precision analytics, a huge open turf area, and all the best training equipment you need. So get in here and get ready to get better. And we'll help you with this special offer. Buy 20 batting cage credits for $30. That's 25% off. This is Brian Burkhardt, and if you love baseball and softball like we do, you can't beat Burkhardt. 153rd and National. If you plan on draining buzzer beaters, the place to start is Burkhardt, where you'll find a great selection of residential basketball hoops from the best brand, Goalrilla. We'll handle the installation and take care of everything to make it easy from start to finish. And right now when you buy from Burkhardt, standard hoop installation is half price. Only $250 for standard installation. You can't beat that. This is Brian Burkhardt, and when you love basketball like we do, you can't beat Burkhardt. New Berlin and Fox Point.
Welcome back to the Upswing, the future of almost everything. What's on TV for many Americans and all of us across the good state of Wisconsin. It's now YouTube. People spent nearly 10% of their TV viewing time watching the service, home to videos and creators like Mr. Beast and Martin Moore.
Oh, man, I don't even think I've made a vlog this year yet. I'll have to go back and check.
So the when you look at from an advertising fit, it's all about advanced audiences and finding kind of the riches in niches. And that's what the appeal for a lot of the streaming services have for marketers and advertisers. But when you look at from a subscription standpoint, do you think the rise of YouTube TV is the death of traditional TV?
I mean, it could be. Traditional TV's free. Are you talking about like over the air?
Yeah, over the air. And
I mean, you can't
cable.
beat free.
Right, yeah.
Cable is. I'm a little upset with how this is all played out. I'm gonna go on a quick little diatribe.
Okay, that's good.
All we did as a population was complain about how expensive cable was and nothing was on demand and blah, blah, blah and all this stuff. And we're like, well, I just want to buy HGTV and I just want to buy this and that. And, I can save some money. Well, now we're paying more for Disney Plus, Netflix, Hulu, all of that stuff, ESPN. We're paying more than we ever did for cable, and it's kind of frustrating. They really got us.
They really did, yes.
But you get what you want when you want it.
Yeah.
And that's hugely valuable for people. Yeah.
If you want the content, you want to consume it on your time, you're going to pay for it. But what's coming, the bundling services from the competitors, the traditional competitors now are partnering to say, hey, for this fee, you can get all three of us for the price of one, and a model, obviously, the cable companies loved years ago.
Right.
So that's something we'll all dive into. So what services do you pay for, and where do you find the most value?
Hulu, Disney, Netflix, Peacock, you name it, we have it.
Oh my gosh.
Apple TV, we've got a lot of them.
So you look at the new Nielsen numbers, and streaming is now 38.4%, cable at 29.1%, and then broadcast at 22.2%, and other is about 10%.
Other.
But it goes Disney. Obviously, Disney is ESPN, ABC, so the big company there. YouTube, NBC Universal, Paramount, Nat Geo, Netflix, Fox, and Prime Video down at 3.2%.
Netflix is that low now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But still a pretty large audience that has some quality programming.
Netflix has ended a lot of their really, really good IP, like Orange is the New Black, House of Cards, what was that alien one or whatever with the monsters, Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Like there's just a lot of, I haven't watched Netflix in, a year maybe, other than Love is Blind.
My 5-year-old watches it all the time.
Netflix?
Yeah, and the kids stuff, yeah.
Well, and the big change, not change, but obviously YouTube incentivizes the content creation, sharing 55% of the revenues with creators. So,
which is huge.
And now they're going to look to create more of their own programming and win awards on a big level too to compete with the big guys. And they're already number one. So, let's continue to grow at Alphabet and Google because we're already here. Bring it to us. We want to consume more content. Although the word content, I say this all the time.
I hate that word.
I never sit down and say, all right,
let's check out the content tonight.
What content should we consume tonight? But it's an industry word that we love. When we come back for the final segment, I want to talk about the future of Walker's Point and what's coming to National Avenue because there's a lot happening there. It's a great, growing, wonderful neighborhood. This is The Upswing, and you're listening to WTMJ.
Hot dog, get your hot dogs here. Hot and fresh hot dogs.
Hot diggity dog, it's baseball season. Wisconsin's Afternoon News has partnered up with Vienna Beef to bring you Brewers Ticket Tuesday.
Tune in every Tuesday during the 3 o'clock hour for your chance to win a pair of tickets for an upcoming Tuesday home game for the Milwaukee Brewers.
Nothing says summer like a hot dog in baseball, and we've got both on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
On the home of the Brewers, WTMJ.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here with spring here and the warmer temps in the air. This is a great time to be doing all the fun outdoor stuff, right? Like the hiking, the biking, maybe going to the lake. But if your joints are flaring up, you may be having second thoughts maybe about hitting those 18 holes. Well, if you're tired of the achy joints, here's what you do. You call QC Kinetics. Do it before you agree to surgery or steroids or any other medication. It's what tens of thousands of patients are doing. Take Abby, for instance. Constant back pain. She had nonstop ice packs, steroids. It was exhausting for her, but thanks to QC Kinetics, Abby feels like a new person. No back pain thanks to QC Kinetics regenerative treatments. Call QC Kinetics. I'd love to be talking about your story next, your lasting relief with no downtime. Call QC Kinetics. Consultation is free. Hear about it now. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. QC Kinetics.
Goodyear, Dunlop, Kelly, Continental, General, you name it, we got it.
Plus, free flat tire repair, free tire rotations, and more.
So when you're due for tire service, schedule it at richlawns.com.
That's Rich Lawns with 2 N's.
Rich Lawns.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
Is it true the Hasselus mattress showrooms don't have any employees?
That's right. Try and buy with no pushy sales guy.
Okay.
Once you find the perfect beauty rest, Sealy Posturepedic, or Serta Perfect Sleeper, you can order by phone, online, or at our handy in-store kiosk.
Well, that's great, but
since we don't have to pay employee commissions, you will pay way less. Our 43 beds from the top 5 brands start at $393.
Okay, but
through Monday, buy your new Serta Perfect Sleeper, Beauty Rest, or Sealy Posturepedic mattress, and we'll give you a free box spring or an equal amount off an adjustable base. Free next day delivery, too. Does that answer your questions?
Yes, except for one.
Shoot.
If Hasselus Mattress has no employees,
yeah,
then who are you?
I'm just the ruggedly handsome spokesperson.
But this is radio.
Exactly. I'm told I have a face for it.
Right.
Find a self-service showroom near you or shop online at Hasselus.com.
home suffer damage from a storm or severe weather? Don't stress any longer. Loyal Family Renovations treats all of its customers like they've joined their personal family, and every project as if the work was being done at their own house. Loyal Family Renovations has a leg up on the competition due to the personal relationships they've built with insurance adjusters over the years. Loyal Family is family-owned, and the loyalty belongs to their customers. Contact them today to help make your home remodeling dreams a reality. LoyalFamilyRenovations.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Welcome back to the Upswing. It's WTMJ's Jeff Sherman. Let's give away a gift card to the Mine Shaft restaurant in either Hartford or Oshkosh. The Sherman family, we live in the North Shore, but the Mine Shaft in Hartford is a staple. Easy for us to get the kids out of our attic and into the $2 million huge game room. Great pizza. Mom and Dad can sit at the bar and enjoy some conversation as we hang out as a family, but know that the kids can go up to the game room and hang out on their own too. Caller number 8 at 855-616-1620 gets a gift card to the historic Mine Shaft, and a friendly reminder that Thursdays, that's today, feature buy one, get one free pizza. Back on the TV discussion, producer Charlie reminding us that Netflix has landed a 3-year NFL deal to stream the Christmas Day games. Kind of, I'm a NBA hoops fan, as I know you are, Martin, too. Like, streaming tier 1 live sports, that's where the viewership is, and it's going to be huge for Netflix and the NFL.
I think Amazon buying Bally Sports Wisconsin was a big thing in getting into that space.
Yeah. It's live sports are still that one thing that people rally around, especially on holidays.
Yep.
And you're going to have huge audiences, and you're going to get a ton of new subscribers.
And we'll pay ridiculous amounts of money like me to get access
the game.
to it.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, there is $25 million plus coming to Milwaukee South Side, to one of the city's hottest new neighborhoods, Walker's Point. A ton of new restaurants, apartments, even a few condos.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. The condo development scene in greater downtown has kind of subsided, but there's a few new ones on the south side. So the City of Milwaukee Department of Works and the Wisconsin Department of Transportation are planning to replace West National Avenue all the way from South 39th Street to South 1st Street. It's nearly 3 miles.
Wow.
Make it more friendly, a urban 4-lane road. We're going to remove and replace a bunch of deteriorated pavement, all curb and gutters, driveway approaches, sidewalks, and make it much more of a street for people and not only cars. But that's a huge investment.
I love it. It's big. I didn't realize it was that large or that long of an area that they were doing.
Yeah. And you look at safety and our earlier talk about driving, you want to lower the speed limits too. So you need more discovery items along the way, and especially such a gateway street that is a interior way to get into downtown and to the lakefront. National Avenue is truly important. Also coming, a new public plaza at the Zocalo Food Park that is a part of a TIF district that was created back in 2016 for an apartment complex there. So there's going to be improvements to a skate park right underneath I-94, new neighborhood projects, $8 million in a new city plan that will expand and create even more entertainment and access along National Avenue. Steve, you hang out in the area a lot, right?
I spend way too much time on 1st and 2nd Streets over on 5th and 6th in Walker's Point. It's not even funny.
Yes.
I love that neighborhood. I love the vibe. I love the people, the places. You still can feel like I was in La Pina last night, which is probably on the edge, right, of Bayview and Walker's Point.
Yeah.
And you still feel like you kind of know some things that other people don't know when you're hanging out there, but it's gonna change quickly.
Yeah, I mean, there's 75 distinct neighborhoods in the city, and Walker's Point is the oldest neighborhood dating back to the 1830s. So to continue to see it grow and shine, and there's still some Mexican-American-owned bars that are have been in there for 30, 40 years that are still a signature part of the neighborhood, which is great to see. All right, I had teased a little bit of a scoop, if you will, and I want to give you this. It's not a huge deal, but what's your favorite place for ice cream in the area, quickly?
Purple Door.
Purple Door, all right.
I don't really eat ice cream, so I would probably say Purple. I would probably say Purple Door.
Okay, well,
seeing as that's the only place that I've been to twice in the last 15 years.
All right, well, if you know Mullen's Dairy Bar, big locations in the Lake Country area, they'll be opening in Delafield, the Smiley Barn on I-94 and Highway 83. It was announced a couple months ago, but the owners tell me that they're looking at late May, early June. They're going to announce a specific date very soon. So the Smiley Barn will have ice cream. Everyone loves the Smiley Barn.
Yeah.
You drive past it and you just get happy. That's what it's all about. That's what we're all about here. The future of almost everything. The future of ice cream coming to the Smiley Barn. Steve Glenn, Martin Moore joining us. Coming up next, Wisconsin's Midday News with Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty. We will see you tomorrow.
Welcome to our Everyday Health feature brought to you by the Freighter to the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. If you have chronic ringing or other sounds in your